All right, guys. So we're gonna start. We're gonna start the fourth drawing on the first of three study sheets where we have four drawings each, and I'm just giving you the starting point, and then you build the drawing after that. But what I want to do is I want, excuse me, I want you to first map out the shapes, what you see. Now I've had to rotate the paper, and you can do that if you have to too. But all I'm doing in the beginning is going in with pencil and mapping out the big shapes and zeroing in on a section there, making it less information I have to deal with. Going in with charcoal pencil, then willow, and the last one's going to be the Conte. And I said I would take this one further, right? So I went horizontal, and I'm going to try to stay out of your way here. And I'm looking at this bad boy and I'm thinking horizontal, I want to get some of these shapes in here. So I'm going to go in here and start with the black fabric that comes out from behind the bottle, right? And I'm looking for that angle. Now the reason I started there was because I can see I can build off this way, get information up in here, have the bottle over here, and then have some shapes over in here. Okay? So that's why I started there. So when I go there, now I'm going to be thinking about, okay, where's that bottle? How close to the bottom of the edge does that bottle want to be? And I'm going in there like this, and I'm building this up, and then I'm looking for that curve in there to tell me how wide it is. And that doesn't look bad. It might be a little bit wider, right? And then I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go, remember how I'm talking about your shoulder to your wrist working as one? And I'm going to go up there. And if I'm off, I'm not going to get crazy about it. I'm going to just keep working it until it feels like it's in there pretty vertical, right? Then I'm going to go over in here. I'm keeping my fingernails on the paper, right? I'm going in light. I'm hardly making a mark. I'm trying not to push any pressure down on the Conte. So I go there. Now I can look at it and I can go like, okay, not bad, not bad. But you know what? That thing goes way farther over in there because I just realized this dark gray carving sits in here. Now, if I discover something like that, I'm not going to get crazy. I don't need to go over and erase it, right? I'm just going to, because I know there's going to be value in there. So now I'm working the bottom of that carving, thinking about how it sits on the platform and what that angle is. Now I'm going to go back up in here, right? Up higher. And now it's going to curve back in. It's going to go in here and up in here. And that's what I see. Now, I don't even think I see the edge of the bottle in here, to tell you the truth, guys. This side, I'm going to go up in there. Right? That's an irregular line, so I can go in there. Now, you know what? That is going to become part of the value, because when I see this, there's a shadow in here, and then over in here, and then down in here. So there's my shadow. Now there's where I thought the bottle was, and I wasn't seeing it as well as I thought I was, and I can't actually see the side of it, maybe a little bit up in here. I know there's shadow, and I think I do see the side of it, so I'm happy with that. But when I get in here, I can go in here and go like, okay, let's establish some of this shadow in here. All right, now there's the shadow going up the side of the bottle. And then it goes up in here and then does something like that, a dozy-do there. Right, there we are. Nice and mellow, right? A little bit at a time. We're only 4 minutes into this drawing. We got shape, we got some shadow in there. There's the fabric. Here's the cone. Here. And then, about here. There's the cone, right? Now I can build off with the other gray vase bottle back there. And once again, I'm thinking about how far over it is. And when I look at that, I go too far, right? Because it feels more narrow in there. Then I'm going to go up in here. Very soft, describe that edge. I'm not going to worry about that line because it's going to be part of a value in here. There, see, it's gone now, right? I've got a lighter value in here. And then it's here. And then up in here. And then even here, right? So I'm just taking my time walking around this. I'm not getting crazy with it. I'm just trying to find these shapes, and I feel like I have a good eye. Maybe a little bit narrow here. That's not no big deal. Narrow there in the cone. There's fabric back in here that shoots across like this. Then comes in here. It's a little bit more complicated too because I see more shapes, right? But that's all right because I just started in here and look at how I've built out, right? So that guy's in there. There's the bottle. There's the carving. The carving goes off. And then over in here, I can't really see. I got to snuggle over in here, there. Let's say here's about where the corner is. And then this guy's going to come down in here like that. Right? There's that top edge of it. Then there's a part that goes in here. And then another part in here. Right? And then another part a little higher in here. And then this guy's going to come off into here. Right there. There they are. And then there's the darker areas, the recessed areas that's carving right in here. So now there I am, right? I've got the shapes. Now I'm going to be working towards the value. We're down to 2 minutes, but we're going to keep this going. So I can start dropping in value in here, and maybe I can work from lighter areas. Now I know this is light in here, right? So I want to go in here, just barely touches with the Conte, right? Now you're going to have to think about value different, like you're going to have to think about the Conte as in terms of it being more dense. And when, let's get right to it and think about a dark area, which is up in here, in between the carving and the bottle. Because I do think this is the edge of the bottle, right in here. Right in here. And I do think that there's in between the bottle and the shadow, it is dark in there. So I'm going to go in there and then I'm going to think about a dense layer of Conte, right? Which tells me this is the darkest area that I'm looking at. So it's a different way of seeing values. You see that, guys? And there it is. Now I've got that dark. Now when you go to the lighter values, you want to leave the paper showing through, like there's some reflections on that bottle up there. So you go lighter. But you see how we're going in here? We're just looking for build some value. Now here, I got to judge like which one's darker, here or here. This guy, this is darker. So in here, I just want to go in, and it's, again, it's little touches. Like, how do I make this a little darker? You don't have to dive in there. Just let the material build up. And this guy's going to be lighter. Now, see how I just lost the drawing of the bottle in there because of putting this value down in there? Now, if it feels like it needs to be darker, we can go in there, right, and let it be in there. So this is where you can really settle down and draw, guys, in here with the Conte. And actually, I like the idea of going pencil, charcoal, willow, Conte, and taking the Conte farther along than those guys because you are going to be moving things